You're live. Okay.
New York, big city of dreams. NYC.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from Nick of Time Show. Here to give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And it's time to talk about a tough loss because the Knicks lost to the Warriors 94-97 in a defensive battle. And we're going to talk about it all, the good, the bad, the ugly. But before we talk about it, you already know I'm going to introduce you to a girl, all right? Woman, ex-D1 baller, Mad Knicks fan, aka Ebony. How you feeling, Ebony?
I'm all right. We play, I guess we play hard. Didn't necessarily play smart, but we played hard. So yeah, I wish we would have got this one. I'm tired of the narrative that people trying to put on us now that we can't beat good teams. Now it went from top teams to good teams. Now the narrative's starting to move. So yeah, I'm ready to break this down. Get this get it out. Therapy session.
Yes, therapy session, man. And it's me a lot of therapy for this one. And I shouldn't even mention the word therapy without mentioning Draymond Green. That man needs freaking therapy. All right. And I really wanted this game because Draymond Green is just so damn annoying. From the trash talking to Karl-Anthony Towns before the game started, to the fake apology that he gave after he talked about Karl-Anthony Towns trying to duck the smoke from Jimmy Butler, to the flopping. Can we bring back the flopping, the flopping calls, the flopping? Didn't Josh Hart just get fined for flopping a week ago? I kind of feel like the NBA needs to kind of review what happened today, because the third foul on Karl-Anthony Towns was definitely a freaking flop, and also a foul on OG Anunoby was a flop as well, for sure. I felt like you wanted to say something. That's why I shut up.
Oh no. Go ahead.
Okay.
I was only gonna go because I thought you finished.
Okay. But yeah, I really wanted to win this game because of Karl-Anthony Towns and the beating he's been taking, and he looked like he was up for it. He looked like he was up for it. He was scoring at will. He was taking him down in the post. He was passing well. He played pretty good defense, maybe in the first half, not so much in maybe like the third quarter or so. It started to kind of waver. But overall, I felt like Karl-Anthony Towns came to play. I feel like our starting four came to play today. And I just think we just needed a little bit more help. And maybe this is the time where Jalen Brunson playing would have put us over the edge, depending on what type of matchups we played. But we missed Jalen Brunson today. And even though we missed him, though, we were right there. So I don't like moral victories, but considering the fact they had freaking Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler, and we were within 4 points for most of the game, I'm not super upset at this loss. I kind of like the effort. I just wish we'd have cleaned a little bit more things up.
Yeah, facts. We were in there. We were right there. We clawed back. It looked like the game was getting out of hand, and we buckled down on defense. One thing I could say is we played pretty good defense, except for in laps. We had some laps. Um, we like you mentioned, Cat, even Richard Jefferson called them out on it. On his pick and roll, he gave up two crucial 3s to Steph. Good looks. You can't do that. You can't do that. So I don't that like when we mentioned last game about him doing better in defense, the one thing I said is I hope it continues to be consistent.
Right.
He has to be consistent. It can't be one game out of 5
Yeah.
that you show up defensively. And Draymond, yeah, I seen comments real quick before we started about him in his post game saying that is the most physical. That is good to see Cat show up. Is the most physical you ever seen. He had extra motivation. Like, come on, stop being full of yourself. I never seen somebody regress in maturity. I mean, like, this is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
you talking all this crap like you didn't wasn't in the wrong in the first place.
Nah, I agree. Like I wanted this win so bad for Cat. I wanted him to score 40 and 10, not get into foul trouble, get a couple of blocks, shut him up, put Draymond on his gas a few times. Like I really wanted this game because it's not even like Draymond had a crazy game. Like I was like Draymond was kind of treated ass today, man. It's like
Hmm
to be honest, like you said, our defense was really, really good. Like the Deuce McBride, man, Deuce McFreaking
I was gonna say do for last, like a good, like a good thing. 'Cause he was one of the good thing. In the fourth quarter, a little shaky too, but
right.
yes, Deuce's growth.
Yeah, but yo, Deuce McBride, man. Maybe you know what? I'm gonna hold on. I'm agree with you. I'm gonna hold on to Deuce. If y'all want to hear some good, hold on to this bad first, all right? Because we gonna talk about Deuce later, all right? But it was just like, man, we have some of the same issues that we had all year on defense. One has been the pick and roll with Cat, where he's not coming up to the level of the 3-point line. Two, transition defense has been bad for us all year long. We have troubles matching up when we're in transition. The announcers actually called it out a lot today. Um,
Hmm
and and just really the turnovers were bad for us too. The points off turnovers was really bad. I think they had 19. Yes, the Golden State Warriors had 19 points off of turnovers. And on the flip side of that, we've been turning teams over a lot recently. We've been had games where we had 13 steals, 12 steals. We didn't really turn over the Warriors today. And they've been actually been turning the ball over a lot. So maybe they saw the scouting report was like, we can't turn the ball over against this team and decide to really clean it up. But they were really frugal with the ball today. This is a game where we can really use some of these extra possessions to give it a hump, but we just didn't get it. And on top of that, we just needed more offense. Our team identity has completely changed since Jalen Brunson has been injured and Mitch Robinson has come back. We've kind of regained some of the defensive acumen that we've had last season. We I seen the stat that said on the last 3 games we've been like a top 2 defensive team. Uh, so now we just have to score. Now we just have to score. And we looking in the box score and you say, wow, we have 4 players in double figures who carrying the scoring load. You look at Josh Hart, he had 7 assists, but we needed some buckets from him. He had 0 for 7 from Josh Hart today, which was rough.
Yeah,
He
it
kept trying
was.
to kind of drive to the he kept trying to drive in the lane and kept getting blocked a lot. So we needed more from him offensively. Campaign as well didn't score. Uh, Shamit, who's been on a heater lately, he kind of cooled off. Our bench was not good today. Outside of Mitch, who contributed on the defensive end, our bench wasn't good today. So we just needed more. We just needed more. Our 4 guys, OG, McCall, Deuce, Cat, gave us something, and offensively, everybody else kind of fell by the wayside.
Yeah, that was the big story throughout the whole game. Actually, is the bench points. Even in the first half, it was a huge, big discrepancy on the. They had Golden State's player. Everybody that played in that first half scored. Like,
Yeah.
so, the others was carrying it, and Jimmy and Steph, they were the ones that that were really kind of trying to find their way or struggling a little bit, maybe in that first half area, and then second half the others held it down until Steph joined the party basically,
Mm-hmm.
and you see him go off in the third quarter. But yeah, the fast break points and bench points really killed us. And the last game we saw a lot of movement and cutting and ball movement. That wasn't so much today. It actually was like a lot of your turn, my turn, kind of without the Jalen Brunson, which was weird. Um, we did a lot of pick and rolling with nobody else moving. and it just looked like stagnant. We looked like we were missing our star. We didn't look like we knew where the shot was coming from.
Yeah.
And last game, we just felt like move the ball and it'll get to the best shot. Versus today, it didn't really feel that way.
Yeah, I agree with you. You kind of got to give Golden State Warriors a lot of credit, man. They did a really good job defending us, especially when I felt like when Gary Payton Jr. was in the game with our bench. I felt like it really started to get even crazier with the defense. We looked really out of sorts in that stretch in particular. Like, even I'm like, all right, Mikal, this is your time. I want you to kind of take over. I felt like he was trying to go through screens and get something going. I feel like they did a good job just kind of defending that, and we wasn't able to get a lot of space to get open shots, which kind of affected a lot of our bench players. So like we just needed more offense today. This is one of those things where damn, we missed Jalen Brunson, but at the same time, we did miss Jalen Brunson, but we also really loved the presence of Deuce McBride, because it's like, does Steph have the bad shooting night we have if Deuce doesn't play? Which makes you kind of think, in the off chance that the Knicks may meet the Warriors in the finals, like, you kind of have to look at maybe starting Deuce for that type of series. You know what I'm saying? And maybe going a little bit smaller. Like, you kind of have to think about that.
Yeah, I was mentioning it to you before about how I was excited to see, we always talk about coaches that can give Tibbs a run for his money, and how it's not that many when you think about legacy coaches and all that, the older coaches. Steve Kerr is a championship coach, so how knows the strings to push, or what it takes to win the championship. How would Tibbs measure up against him or whatever? And today I was kind of disappointed. The lineup of Precious, Hart, and Mitch should never happen again.
I agree.
that should never happen again. I get that you have to play Carl, you got to play Cat, sorry, you got to play Mitch, offset. But sometime during that game, you have to have a stretch where it's them two. You have to, because it's either or. Cat gives you on offense, but he takes away so much on defense.
Right.
Mitch, the opposite. Like, offensively, not giving you much. He'll give you the hustle plays, giving you putbacks, things of that nature. You see more offensive activity so far from Mitch than we've seen in a long time. I think, even though but so he does either or. So we go back to the offense, but now the defense lacks. And then we go back to the defense, but now the offense lacks.
Right.
So at one point you have to mesh those. You have to, like you mentioned with Deuce, you have to try different things. I mentioned earlier in the season how we could have did the Jalen Brunson Deuce thing because they work really well with each other, and how that Toronto won with a very small backcourt also. So it's happened. A small backcourt. You have defender. You have one that's a defender. You can do it or whatever. But
right.
I think one thing that, again, we didn't play smart. A lot of times Mitch actually had like Buddy Hield or Moody on him, diving to the rim off of mismatches, and we didn't hit him. Same thing with OG. He had some mismatches in the post where he would dive and pin the man down there, and we would miss them. So we were also getting some good shots. We just couldn't miss them. Like Campaign, I thought that his shots were good ones. Like they were open. You had to shoot them.
Had to. I agree.
So it's just like we were getting some shots. We just weren't hitting some shots, and then in the and then we had some stretches in the game where we just looked super lost. And with Josh Hart, like you mentioned, with the just driving to the hoop and not trying something else, he just looked out of sorts today. Even though he gave on the defensive end, the boards and the hustle plays occasionally.
Yeah.
Because even defensively, he's been real up and down too.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. You know, Ebony, though, it's just been rough though, Ebony, because back to the minutes police conversation. It's like, damn, you shouldn't play Mitch together with Josh Hart and Precious. But it's like we don't have the freaking personnel. OG played 38 minutes. Mikal played 38 minutes. Our starters are already logging close to 40 minutes. So it's like to separate them, we gotta what? Put OG in and he's gonna get 40 minutes, 40 plus. Like it's a personnel thing. Like the only thing is like at that point he's like, man, Dadia, Pacom Dadia might have to play it something because it's we have to break up that Precious thing, man. That Precious Mitch. We need a shooter in there somewhere. That's why I keep feeling like, all right, we need Jalen Brunson back, but the future for us is really next year because we need a wing off the bench, not a shooting guard, not a 6'5" guy. We need another wing off the bench to like that we can kind of trust to do at least a 3-and-D type of situation. And we might have to develop that type of wing.
Yeah, well, yeah, but this is the development. Like you mentioned, another year. That's probably that's what they show their worth. They get in this rotation. I believe our rookies should get into the rotation. Next year definitely. Some of them at least. Um, I I would I think that PJ Tucker, this might be just a one-time thing, 10-day contract, because we might need that wing. And I don't remember exactly how it went. Maybe Fritz can put it in the chat, or if you remember it. What could we give TJ? Could we go for a TJ Warren still in
Right.
that spot, because we might just need him, like seriously. Like, so we went from, I remember y'all telling me that spot is not going to play, and I was like, all right, if the spot's going to play, then we do need a veteran presence.
Right.
That's a smart thing to do, perfect thing to do. But if we really might need that spot and we
Yeah.
need a bigger body that could just give maybe an offensive spark every once in a while off the bench to help out.
Now I agree with you. Like I'm not sure if I said it in our group chat. Sometimes I'll be talking. I forget who I talk to throughout the week.
I feel you.
But when the signing happened, granted, I was happy to have PJ Tucker here because when Lee was here, he kind of sold me. I was like, oh, you know what, Lee, you're right. He's not gonna play. Da 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 da. We might need that presence. But once Jalen Brunson went down, I was like, well, wait a minute. We might need another bucket somewhere. And that's something that he can do now. Even though the defense is a little bit shaky, we just might need another scoring punch. So I'm for bringing in TJ Warren eventually after the 10-day. I'm for that for sure.
Yeah, we might as well try. And I just want to say before we move on, so I know we was talking about Mitch real quick. Yeah, he did. Remember, I spoke about it last game. I can't wait till he gets in shape, because like his later minutes, you see him struggling. When it's in long stretches, when he's out there in long stretches, you see him struggling at the end of those minutes. But I seen a comment. I think was it David Smith, who said he absolutely contributed nothing. That's how I always say that. People, we watch the same game, but we're not watching the same things.
Right.
Basketball people, we don't watch basketball the same, and that's okay. People watch for different things. I understand that. But Mitch definitely didn't just contribute to nothing. And a lot of times people put too much stuff on numbers. This is why, again, I say I give grace to OG and Mikal, because so many things just don't show up in the box scores. The contesting, the people, the second him, the hedging parts of the pick and roll. He wasn't dropping back on those, hedging. He actually had to guard Steph and did a great job on it. Matter of fact, Steph shot a UFO while he was guarding him.
Yeah.
Like, so we look at different things. And to mention 2 points, like Mitch has always been this scorer, is crazy, because he actually got those 2 points on a hustle play off offensive rebound and tip back. But It's just that we don't look at the screens of him setting and getting people into their motion like he does with OG and Mikal and even Jalen Brunson. Like it's the small things. There's only one ball. That's all I'm gonna say, y'all. There's only one ball. You need the person to do the other things to let your other people be shine in their roles.
Yeah, I agree. Like, Mitch definitely got winded. And, he didn't have. It's funny. Doris kind of pointed it out about how he was kind of hanging out by the foul line and not getting in there, getting the boards. That's the Mitch we're used to seeing when he's at 100% with his wind. But like during the game, he did a really good job guarding at the perimeter. He did a really good job guarding at the rim, deterring baskets. And overall, we've had a top defense since Mitch has returned. So, and he's had I think he's, in this game where there's a bunch of negatives, Mitch, Deuce, and Mikal are the only three guys on the team who have a positive plus minus.
And Mitch is the only one out of all three of them that had one for the whole game. Because I checked that during the halftime, and it was just Payne. Ironically, it was Payne and Mitch with the only positive. Payne was actually at a 0, I believe was, and Mitch was at like a 3 or so,
Right.
in plus minus.
Right.
So
So
all game.
he's definitely contributed to this game, man. So yeah, Mitch is doing well. Deuce McBride, like I said, man, the 3-point shooting has been great. The 8 for 17 from the field has been phenomenal. The block, all right. The block a Steph Curry 3 is insane.
It really is.
Insane. Dude is an insane point of attack defender, man. And you kind of it's getting to the point where we kind of it's getting to the point where we kind of have to just play him more minutes in certain situations and certain lineups, and kind of teeter-totter between putting Josh Hart on a bench and starting him, or putting you kind of have to play with it just because the impact he's having on the defensive end is that big. And not only that, his stamina is so ridiculous where he can still play high-level defense for 4 quarters, play 37 minutes, and then on the flip side, shoot 8 for 17 and 3 for 6. Like that is, I don't know if you guys are aware of how hard that is to play that level of defense, chasing around Steph Curry for the entire game, hold Steph Curry to 8 of 20 from the field and 4 of 13 from 3 for the entire game, -5 for the entire game. And then on the flip side, put up 17 shots and be efficient. So that is insane. Like, loss aside, that is different.
And yeah, facts. And most impressively to me, it just shows his heart. The dog in him. Like those are the players you want on your team that don't back down, that don't cower in the moments where you need them the most. You playing against Steph Curry, the best shooter in the game. Without your starting point guard, and you starting now. Like, don't think that that's Steph over there. Think I'm going to lock Steph up. I'm going to make it difficult for him at least. And I love the approach. And it wasn't just his defense on Steph. He's improving his defense on bigger players.
Yes. The Kuminga book.
Yes, he's improving his defense on bigger players now. He is the possession with Kuminga locks him up, forces a tough little shot, then comes down the next possession with a tough lefty layup. Ask him for his layup package, right? Tough lefty layup.
Use the shoulder for protection. Textbook.
So he bright spot, again, he has little wonders, but this is somebody, again, they mentioned 2nd round pick, has grown every year, and he likes playing against Steph, because every time I can remember, he has a good game versus them, does a pretty good job versus Steph also.
Yeah, I think he gets up for Steph games. I think he just gets up for those type of games. But like I said, OG, man. OG's been balling too. I've been
Yeah.
complaining about how he's been at the rim and he hasn't really been able to finish. Well, I feel like he really started to embrace that bully ball today. And it's funny, he's going through phases, right? Like the beginning of the season, he was really good in the paint. I think he was like leading the league or amongst league leaders of dunks at the beginning of the season. Then there was a stretch where I just felt like every time he posted, he was just falling on the floor. And I was like, dog, your legs are bigger than like tree trunks. Why are your legs so damn weak? But I kind of feel like he gained his strength back and he was just punishing people in the paint and at 2 threes today. That bailout side step three that he took was crazy. I was like, okay, OG. Okay.
Yeah.
I just felt like, damn, he wasted a good game from OG. He wasted a good game from Deuce. Cat was giving it to Draymond. The only way Draymond had to do some mental gymnastics to get Cat out the game and flop. If
And he hooked
that
him
got
once
him
too.
in third foul pissed me off.
Yeah, he hooked too. He hooked him a couple times. I think it was like his fourth foul or something like that. It was a foul that made Cat sit down though.
Right,
He
right.
he kind of
He hooked
hooked
and then and started doing the flail. I'm like, oh my god. Then you can't. How are you gonna call a player soft and then flop your way to victory? Like,
and then
come
get
on.
and then OG bulldozed the crap out of him.
Yeah, sit your ass down, little. Eat your Wheaties, your spinach, weak ass one. Like,
He treated him like a little child that he act like.
yeah, enjoyed that. I definitely
I
enjoyed
did too. That OG clapping between them.
that. Yeah, yo, OG is with the smoke, man. Watch those quiet robot moms. Watch those quiet robot dudes. They be the first one to smack you. You think it's all smiles? Oh, he ain't gonna do nothing. Nah, those quiet ones be with the smoke.
Yeah. I was like, all right, OG.
Exactly. But yo, I hate it. The other part, the heart. I'm not, and I don't really blame the refs. Like, we are away. It's Golden State. That whistle was really tight for us. It was really tight for us, especially the last foul that Karl-Anthony Towns got when we were down by 2, and it sent Draymond Green to the foul line. And because they gave Karl-Anthony Towns a foul on an offensive move, and when I looked like he got hacked trying to go between 2 people, and they called a foul on Karl. I was shocked. I was like, okay, that's the game, man.
When old boy did the high elbows and they didn't even look at it.
Yeah.
As a Knicks fan, I'm used to them looking at everything, and especially when the elbows, because they do that to us all the time. So I'm like, all right, they're gonna at least look at it because that looked a little, a little not basketball playish. Like it was a high elbow,
Right.
and they didn't even attempt to review it, anything.
I agree. Even like McCall, there was a McCall dunk, and his arms got hit on a dunk.
I said we're doing it again because I was just about to mention it.
Oh,
yeah, facts. That definitely should have been an N1.
I'm just like, okay, they just closing their eyes for us. Like this is the type of games where you miss JB because he has the respect to get the damn call. But sometimes it's not even if it's a foul or not. Sometimes it's if you respect it or not. Sometimes
I can't remember what quarter it was, but I remember Doris Burke mentioning that when McHale took his first free throws, that he was the first Knick that wasn't called Anthony Towns to take a free throw.
Right. Exactly.
And I'm mad I can't remember what quarter that was now.
Yeah. I remember that. I don't know if it was the second or third quarter. It was one of those quarters.
Either or, but that's kind of tells a little bit of the story.
Right. And also just the inbounds. I know a lot of people were complaining about Josh Hart inbounding. Tom Thibodeau goes, okay, we'll put Deuce in as an inbounder. Me, personally, and it's funny, I was getting to like a argument about inbounds. And he was like, I don't want Josh Hart inbounding. I'm just like, who do you inbound? Who inbounds for you? I was like, I would never have Deuce inbound because Deuce is 5'11". Like, They're gonna put the tall player on you, jump up and down. You're not gonna be able to get the ball in. And guess what? The hell happens? Yeah,
Bruh.
like don't have Deuce inbound.
Like I think we do for the most part we do a good job. We're a team that doesn't turn the ball over for the most part, right?
Right.
That's that like we're top of the league, top five, and not turning the ball over. But it's just like in key crucial moments, I would like to see that stat also. I don't know.
That's a good point.
I think we still might be a good team, but I'm not sure. And I would like to see what that stat looks like. I do because it becomes down like to the key. Like it just seems like the boneheaded plays we do are very crucial and crucial moments.
Right.
Either trying to put some put points on the board to further a lead or cut into a lead, whatever it is. It just seems like it's very crucial moments, and that's when we have to be the most focused and locked in. So, and we know that Josh Hart makes a boneheaded play about a game, averaging one of those crazy passes a game. We get it, but it's just like got to be more focused, more locked in, especially in the clutch
Yeah.
areas. And again, it makes it harder because I believe that we're so predictable on that end.
Yeah.
And playing a coach of a Steve Kerr, caliber, being predictable is never good. And you're playing against more than just Steve Kerr because we know Jimmy Butler's a very smart player.
Yeah.
We know Gary Payton
Mm-hmm.
is a very good, smart defensive player.
Mm-hmm.
Draymond, we know, is a very smart player. So you can't do that stuff. You can't be predictable versus teams like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny too because you can't be predictable, and we having problems inbounding the ball. Me personally, I feel like Mikal might be the best person required to inbound the ball, but at the same time, I'm talking
Can't
about.
do it.
But at the same time, that's the guy I want taking the shot. Who would you say was should inbound the ball?
That's a tough question right now. I guess maybe OG. And I only say that with OGs because it seems like he needs a little bit more time to set himself on his shots. Like he's more of a set shoot. Like he needs to set his feet, get it together.
Right.
Like he's not not good. He's not known for being off balance a lot, like while shooting, if you want to say.
Right. That's why I don't want Mikal doing it, but I also trust Mikal's passing better than OG's passing. So it's like it's funny because I was getting a debate with somebody about who should inbound the ball, and he's complaining about Josh Hart, and I never got to go through the list. But my whole point would be there's gonna be a little bit probable no matter who you pick. There's gonna be a little bit of a problem because, like, to me, like I said, Mikal might be the best in my opinion, but he's the best movement shooter we have on the court in those situations. So it's like unless you like have him bring the ball in, and you bring it right back to him and shoot it.
That's what I was just thinking. Like a give and go to the back to the
Right.
inbounder. Exactly. That might work, but Mikal, like we know, we've been mentioning all summer. All season. He works very well off the movement. So inbound is like in his domain. He get to cut off the screens, do his little like we do his little. We always look for him really in inbound plays. Like we really look for him a lot.
Right.
So give and go maybe, but my choice would probably be OG. Just because he needs a little more time to set up.
It's funny with OG because it's like he needs more time depending on his confidence level that game. Because there was like a game stretch where he would get the ball, he would just be aiming that baby. He'd be like, okay,
yeah,
1 and 2. But then when he's hot, he just be
he's not thinking about it.
He don't be thinking. He just be flicking it. He just be flicking that joint. Like even today, like he dribbled, step, shot, motion. Not Mikal level quick because that's a different level, but it was pretty quick for OG's big arm self. So I
think I got it. I think OG gets down pull so low on every like defense, offense. It's just like you're not giving himself enough room. So when you run low, how sometimes you move forward and you just
Right.
go down. I think
Yeah.
that's the issue. Even with his layups, like when he's dribbling, he still dribbles down real low and then tries to do like a little burst up,
Right.
up. Man, and then he always stumbles. This is balance. He doesn't work right now. He doesn't
Yoga.
work off of the balance. He needs set. He needs to gather.
You need yoga. That's what you need. I mean, that's what it sound like. You sound like you need yoga.
Yoga facts.
Fix his balance. Cause it's like, ain't no way you this big and you always falling all the time. You too strong to be.
Yeah. It'd be funny. His layups be cracking up. He don't care how they look as long as they go in. I
No,
love it.
they don't look pretty at all. They do not.
And I don't think he cares, and I love it. Like, just get this
Yeah.
thing in.
The prettiest thing I saw him do today, he did like a sidestep euro. I was like, wait a minute, that was almost pretty, but but it like, you know how like you see how like girls recently be like, I like my man medium ugly. Like the layup was like he had like a medium ugly layup. Like
Calling the layup medium ugly is funny.
like he did the euro step and the layup. I was like, oh, I was almost pretty. Medium
OG
ugly.
OG, like my son wants to be a architect, right? He's been saying that forever, so I know a little bit about some landscapes and things, trying to teach him. But OG, if you don't know, it's like German architect. It's not the architecture, it's not the prettiest, but it's gonna stay. It'll get the job done.
It's gonna get the job done,
job
damn it.
done.
Oh, reliable. You're a Toyota, damn it. All right.
Or tough. Nah,
Yeah.
let me stop. But,
Oh man. Oh man.
I also one thing I really wanted to ask you too. You know how we talked about the Mitch, Hart, and Precious lineup, right?
Yeah.
And how it didn't look good. How come we don't punish other teams for doing the same to us like they do to us? You know how even if it's not just the Mitch Hart lineup, it could be just Josh Hart out there. They still do that and penalize us for not having a shooter out there. But we don't do the same.
I feel
And
like sorry, go ahead.
they had Draymond, they had Gary Payton Jr. and I think it was Looney. It was another non-shooter in there. I'm not sure exactly which one it was. And for a minute they actually pulled away. We didn't, they was getting steals and pushing in transition.
Yeah, I think that was the problem. I think the problem was we never got them into half court sets where we can do it to them because they kept just turning they kept turning us over. They kept turning us over and scoring. So it's like we got to actually do our job and score and make them have to do something in half courts for us to leave them open. But like we never even got to that point, like because we couldn't get the ball in. We couldn't run anything. It was bad.
Yeah, like it was a point of the game where we actually closed the gap. That's when we actually closed the gap, where we allowed Draymond to shoot. He shot like 3 shots in a row, and I'm like, there we go, there we go.
Yeah,
We're finally doing it. That's what I was saying.
No, Ebony, when I was doing the last post game at 3 a.m. by myself, for all 2 of y'all, I was here after the loss. I was like, why are we playing up on Draymond so close? Like he was able to the whole game, he was able to sit by the foul line, survey. Steph used to run around doopsie doo, throw the ball to Steph, and it was a layup. I'm like, lay off of him, make him dribble, make him do something else. And I felt like we did that this game. I felt like we did a lot better this game, letting him try to do something else besides pass.
Yes, definitely. Like we it was a stretch where we were really focused on that, on making him have the last shot, and it worked. It was working for a while. They let him do a couple threes. He tried to move in, that still didn't work.
Exactly.
So that I wish we would have done that consistently more throughout the game, more through the game. But we did majority of the time. That's why the shot from Cat, that the defensive lapse from Cat kind of drove me nuts even more because
Yeah.
one, it was Draymond and the whole crap talking. You gotta show, some competitive edge.
I feel you.
You gotta lock in and lock up. This baby done disrespected you. You
Facts.
got you gotta lock in and lock up.
Yeah, not just offensively kill him. You got to lock
Yeah,
him up defensively too.
yeah, and he played him like he was Steph Curry. He played Draymond that play like he was Steph Curry.
Right. I feel
So
you. I feel you.
and
Yep.
it took a terrible angle at it too.
Yeah. After he took some good angles, like he took some good angles in the first quarter. I heard you in my head. I heard you in my head with the angles. I was like, that was a good angle. Somebody drove on Cat, and because you know what Cat's problem is most of the times on these drives, right? And it's funny, like when I was playing more active ball, it took me a while to figure this out. Like as a defender, you try to cut him off at the point where he's going to be, and what really you have to do is you have to kind of cut him off, but also move back a little bit so you don't get the body contact.
Mhm.
And he started to do that in the first quarter. I'm like, okay, Cat, somebody's showing you how to move your puppies without fouling, because you can't just go lateral. You kind of got to go lateral and back a little bit so you can avoid the foul and use your length. And he started doing that. And I was like, okay, Cat. And then the second half, it wasn't the angles wasn't angling. I don't know. It wasn't angling. I don't know.
I don't know. It was not. It was not at all. He giving Steph wide open look.
Yeah.
That's basically a layup. You grateful when it don't go in because you know if he shoot it, he open automatically thinking that thing
That's a
going
2 or
in.
3. That's a fact. That's a 2 or 3.
When it don't, you like, ooh,
Exactly.
we gotta wait with one.
How's that
We
move?
gotta wait. Yeah, so you can't do that. You can't let especially give. Steph was doing still had decent numbers, but it wasn't easy. It was not easy.
Nah.
And I think that was why Richard Jefferson called him out because Deuce did such a great effort around the screen to even could still contest the 3-pointer, and you just kind of backed up.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yo, I actually feel like we could beat this team, yo. I feel like with Jalen Brunson and like the right matchups, I feel like we have the personnel to actually beat this team. Because we have OG to match up with Jimmy Butler. We have McCall, and we have Deuce to match up with Steph. Then we have Cat who can punish Draymond. We have certain things that we can do, and it's like, and then we can use Jalen Brunson. No one's really stopping Brunson. So I feel like we're right there if we have all our pieces. We just have to play right and play the right matchups.
Yeah, and again, you got to remember we were still working in a piece that's probably going to play differently when he does get his win back.
Mitch.
So we don't know. Again, we've seen the Cat Mitch lineup and it looked pretty good.
Yeah.
The little bit of time that it has been in motion, Tibbs allows it to be in motion.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, like, so we still have some pieces to play around with Paul and gelling to do, and Precious needs to find himself.
Exactly. Salute to the chat. Yo, thank you guys for watching and rocking with us. If you're here at 12:37 a.m. Watching us talk about Knicks versus Golden State, I salute you. You're crazy Knicks fans for rocking with us, and we appreciate you. If you are a crazy Knicks fan and you want to talk with other crazy Knicks fans, you're at the right place. You can hit that like and subscribe. We have every game talking Knicks basketball. So hit that like and subscribe and come kick it with us. All right. So let me get to some comments too, yo. There's some couple of, first of all, gotta get to the super chat. Gotta do that. Shout out to JT Riddick. That's the trainer in my head. All right. That's my in my head trainer. He's a wrestler. He be in the gym. I'm watching his stuff for motivation. He sends a 999 super chat, says bad L, but we here all 82. All right. I also saw some comments I want to point out. If you have some comments too, Ebony, you can point them out too. I think I saw Felicia mention something that I wanted to mention. Let me see if I can find it because it's been a while since I saw it.
What is it about? She said, I think next season maybe Kevin McCullough is our wing.
Yes.
That's a good look.
Yeah.
Me too. I think so too.
Kevin McCullough has been doing his thing in the G League. So the Knicks, they know what the situation is with the cap and the the cap and the picks, and they know what the situation is. So I can definitely see that happening. They seem like they're really doubling down on development, getting development players here. So I can see that happening. We'll see how this goes. We have him, we have Bacone, we have Ariel Hukporti, who's still coming back from rehab. We have Kolek, who hasn't even touched the floor. Like, so we have some options.
Yeah, this is the joys of having a competitive basketball team, y'all. I've dreamed of this being in this position for a long time, where you can draft picks without so much pressure on your chest. Like you can go for the picks that might be a high risk but have a high upside right
Right.
now. So, again, Denver was able to get a Michael Porter Jr. because they were already in such a good spot that they could take
Great
a
point.
chance. They could take a chance on a rookie that was having injury problems. They could take a chance on a rookie that didn't play for a year or so because they didn't need him right then and there. We're developing our team, and then you could come help add to this team and help us get where we gotta go type vibes. So we've done that with four rookies. We have four rookies on our squad that have a possibility to really make a difference for our team next year. We talk about growth. That's a year under the belt that you around the team. You practice with the team.
Right.
You got to play against these players. You got to feel the speed. All of this that helps. So when we talk about a bench, there you go.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. Um, David Smith is going ham out. He might be gone by now.
No, I think he's still in. I don't
Okay.
know.
He was
He
saying
might
Hart
be
lost
still in the
us the
mix.
game. Um, he contributed. I hate to say one person lost us the game, but he contributed. I mean, his lack of offense helped contributed, but also our transition defense was really bad too, and our turnovers was really bad. So he didn't have all those turnovers himself. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I definitely think we did need some more offense. I'm not, especially towards the end when we was having problems scoring. I was hoping we'd see a bigger dose of Mikal Cat in the fourth quarter. To be honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
Mikal had a nice shot. I mean, the three he missed, it looked like it was about to go in. The one that Mikal missed in the corner when the game was almost over. But I wish he would have got a couple more looks in the fourth quarter, personally, especially considering the game that he had versus Portland.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for mentioning that. No, not the point, but just Mikal, because again, another mismatch that we did not I feel like attack enough or go at enough was when we had Steph on Mikal.
Right.
Some of the easiest buckets offensively we had today was him posting up Steph.
Right.
Um, I just wish we never drain the wet pause until it's dry. We never do that. We never do that.
Yeah. At the same time, too, they was hiding Steph on Josh. That was another thing. They was hiding Steph on Josh. So it was at that point, it's like, damn. Which made me think, like, man, if we do get JB back, when we ever get JB back, I mean, we don't play the Warriors anymore. But we'll just say we meet in the finals. Like, you might have to experiment with the crazy small lineup just so they can't do stuff like that.
As I said, I have been saying that I didn't think Precious or Josh would be in the starting lineup the whole year, or at least especially in the playoff type of atmosphere. I think Josh, he can still be Josh Hart. You can still stagger him in places, but maybe if you put him with Cam and Deuce in that lineup, and then see what that looks like. I don't know.
I,
Because again, teams penalize us a lot,
yeah.
and we haven't. Josh hasn't really he figured it out consistently enough how to attack that. Sometimes he has good games against them, and then other times it's like today where he can't figure it out.
Yeah, and it's a conundrum because at the beginning of the year, Josh Hart was shooting threes and he was confident. And I was like, in my brain, I'm like, oh, this is a game changer.
Yeah.
Because now we have a true 5-out team if Josh Hart can shoot threes. Even in the playoffs last year, I was talking about my concerns against the 76ers, and I was like, they're going to leave Josh Hart open, and he's going to have to hit shots. Versus the 76ers, they left him open, but he hit shots, and he hit big shots in big moments. And so right now, with him struggling, I'm just like, man, we need that back.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. You know, we was talking about Josh Hart maybe being an all-star, sneaking into the all-star game.
Exactly.
That's how well he was playing, you know. I remember in the off season, or it was the beginning of the season, preseason, or whatever it was, we had a pod, and I said we wouldn't really miss Devo so much if Josh can get a jump shot. If
Right.
Josh can, because Josh, they basically have this around, do the same hustle, heart, aggression, intensity, except Devo has a way better, you know, 3-point shot, jump shot. You know,
I agree.
so I think if he started that, I'm like, okay, maybe it was just the beginning of the season adrenaline kind of
Yeah,
vibes.
maybe.
You know, you work on
Maybe.
something and you feel it. Let me see if this will work, and then you come down to earth. I don't know, but it is a long season. They have highs and lows, and the ones who have the least highs, that's why I guess they're all stars, right? And the
Exactly.
least lows, that's why they're all stars, and others are role players because they do go through these stretches. I'm just hoping that this is just a little slump he's going through, and we could really figure him out in this offense because we need him, and especially if they're gonna put the likes of Valis Unises on you and stuff like that, you should be able to
Facts.
punish them for that.
Hell yeah. Please, please. Also, one last comment I want to point out. I think Fritz made this comment that I wanted to point out that made a lot of sense to me. Or he did his little NBA economy breakdown for us. Thank you, Fritz. Also, he put it in the chat that he's moderator in Super Fan Nigga Time show, also host of a NBA economy. So if you want to follow that show, definitely do that. He does a good job. But he talked about if the Knicks want to sign TJ Warren and PJ Tucker, we can do that if we cut Dylan Wright. So that's a path to get both of those guys on the squad. So maybe that is the pathway. Even though kind of like, he plays pretty good defense. He played defense for us on the last couple of plays or a couple of games where he was impactful. Hey, the bigger need is the bigger need. If we need the score right now, I don't know.
Yeah, I actually think I was thinking the same thing. Like DeLon Wright is kind of like Tibbs type of player. He hangs his hat on the defense, can occasionally get you a 3-point or whatever. But like you mentioned, we need we need he's a couple of inches too short.
Yeah,
That's just
another
it.
6'5" guy.
Yeah. Sorry, it's not anything personal. It's just like you mentioned, we need a bigger wing.
Agreed. All right, yo. I think we talked about everything we need to talk about. Salute to the chat. I see you guys kind of trickling in here a little bit later. Shout out to Nick Yak. Nick Yak mentioned that three from Jimmy Butler at the buzzer in the first quarter kind of hurt us. Yeah, it definitely hurt. I was like, damn, that was a crazy shot. Shout out to Mars Zone. He says Hart don't like shooting. He play like Butler, and Green just want to do little things. Pause. Do little things. Pause is crazy.
That is funny. That's funny though.
That's funny. I wasn't even thinking about that until you said it like that. All right. Shout out to my guy Alexander, to JT Riddick. Everybody else is rocking with the show. All right. Anna Grill, I see you. AP, I see you. Shout out to you guys. All right. Go ahead.
I just want to say real quick to Nick Yak because I see him say he think that Pacome has the greatest upside, I believe, and I did too. I when it's since summer league, he's been the person I was like, yeah, I think he could be a real gem. That jump shot pretty, is real pretty. He can play. He plays defense, can pass. Just got to work on his strength a little bit, get that together. The game has to slow down for him, get his confidence under. But I don't know because we didn't really see Kevin too much. But when I did watch him that first game from the G League, he's very aggressive
Yeah.
and big. He's a little taller. And from what I heard, I'm not a real big on college basketball anymore. But I heard that he would have been like a lottery pick had it not been for um injuries.
Yeah, he might give him a run for his money next year as far as.
Yeah, so it's either those two. Those two for me. I'm excited to see next year.
Me too.
That's
Me too. Me too. Might be something to look forward to in summer league. We'll see.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, let's get to the other part of the show. Ooh picks and bruh picks. Ooh picks are usually just something stupid, dumb, idiotic that you want to point out. Say it's stupid, dumb, and idiotic. It could be a play, basketball play. It could just be something stupid like Draymond Green.
Yeah, you already know he was getting mine.
Yeah. So,
Uh,
all right. Well, bruh. What's your bruh pick, Ebony?
You know it's Draymond and his goofy self. Goofball Green. That's what I'm from now on. Goofball. But yeah, I'm not even gonna get into it. Y'all know I hear goofy. Just I really wanted to win this game, especially because of the comments, but just because we want to win against a good team, a good hot team,
Right.
and just to double down on your statements, not even double down, like antagonize more, like you was right or like you weren't in the wrong and insensitive about the whole situation, which was crazy to me.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
You know, Draymond Green and accountability don't really go hand in hand. He punched his teammate and he was kind of just like, eh.
Yeah. I was like, I know Jordan Poole a lot too, but Lord,
Yeah.
he got mad. He hit him in the heart when he called him an expensive backpack, but I get it.
Yeah. Sneak punched him and was like, eh. Didn't care.
It was what it. Oh, I did. But before I did have a ooh pick too though. But I'm gonna get through the bro picks.
Okay. You got more?
Did I have more? I did have another one, but now I can't remember. It might have to be Cat for letting Draymond blow by him like that.
Yeah, don't.
It gave me Frank vibes. Pause. That Trey Young.
Oh
yeah. It gave me deja vu, man.
Yeah.
It gave me deja vu.
Yeah, Cat gotta be quicker than that. Gotta be quicker than that.
Gotta be quicker than that.
Gotta be quicker than that. Yeah, you gotta play some defense on Draymond after he's talking all that smash. Doing the night.
Bruh. And another Nick gotta be a bruh pick of the day. Precious. Did you
gosh.
Did you airball a floater? Was that a floater? What was that? It was like a jump shot, push shot. What was that?
Nah, I'm a quote Clyde Frazier. That looked like a UFO. That was a UFO to me.
Man, oh man. Precious, get it. We need you. We need you. We need you to stay locked in.
Yeah, for real. That was ugly.
Need you to stay. He looks so unsure of himself. I feel bad.
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of out of rotation. Like I said, like the moment Mitch can play 20 minutes a game, he's out. He's not playing. I don't think he's gonna play. I mean, Mitch played 16. He played a struggle 16 today. I feel like he played a strong 8 to 10.
Yeah, I give him 12. I was gonna give him 12.
5, 6, whatever you. I was like, whoo. All right, your lungs. You on the court, but your lungs are on the floor. He was having problems breathing. It was bad, but it was good though. It was good, but it was bad. But it was good.
And he been getting the chewed up, man. I need him to bring the intensity. Normally, Precious was helping with the energy. It's not been there.
Yeah, show enough acts.
Not been there.
Who's the best post-up player? Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, facts. Jalen Brunson, and I give Mikal OG second.
That's a That's a fact.
Either or. And then that's set, so that'll be 2 and 3 right there. And
Mm-hmm.
then I slide Cat in fourth. Four by default.
Right, by
Really.
default, because he be having a little turnaround hook, but it's funny. Cat, offensively is crazy to me. Well, yeah. Okay, let's get off that tangent. Let's get to these ooh picks.
I just wanted to say congratulations to St. John's. My
Oh,
ooh pick goes to St. John's. Coming out the Big
okay,
East.
okay.
Congratulations! It's been, I think I seen on a post of 25 years. They said this is since the last time this happened.
That's what's up.
So
That's what's up.
bringing back New York City basketball with some New York City people a part of it.
Yeah, that's what's up. About
That
time.
for real. A lot of talent in the city. You needed to build from within, or the tri-state area.
Agreed. Agreed. All right. Good little pick. Shoot. Yeah, even though we lost, you already saw my Deuce McBride soliloquy early. I'm just who pick for Deuce, man. I just really like the way he played today. Even though we lost, like I said, holding one of the best players in the NBA in Stephen Curry, 3-point god. The guy is like a combination of like Rod Strickland and Rip Hamilton put together. And to guard that and to hold him to what, 30%? What did he shoot again today? Let me pull out the numbers again. 40% from the field, 30% from three. Yeah, man.
Where did we finish as a team 3-point wise?
We
I didn't check
finished
that out.
at 37%.
37. Okay.
37%.
We was at like 42 at halftime, but we only took like 11, I believe like 11 during the first half.
Yeah, and kind of went cold in that fourth quarter when we needed it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, salute to Deuce McBride, man, for locking him up the way he did. And shooting the way he did. All right.
I was really impressed with his defense on the bigger players. Like it was parts where he was on Jimmy for a little bit. Just off of switches and he's holding his own. Super proud of Deuce.
Super proud of Deuce. Super duper proud of Deuce. All right, yo. That's the show. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Ebony, let them know where they can find you.
You can find me here after every Knicks game. You can find me on Twitter. I was about to say Nick. On Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok. I'm on Twitter at Your Take Knicks before every Knicks game. We do a pregame space, and occasionally I'm on. I do women's basketball. We cover Unrivaled right now. Sometimes it's almost over now, but balling with the Queens. And I saw your comment, Fritz. Yes, definitely. Pick to Andrew Reese getting Defensive Player of the Year for Unrivaled. She is growing her game. Another person that people tend to hate on, but I never understand people thinking that rookies peak in their rookie year.
Yeah.
Like you can't grow. That's crazy.
Yeah, your peak is what, 20, what, 20, what, around 26 to 30? We're usually around there.
Like imagine being in the gym all day and not improving.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, that's wild. That's super wild. All right.
That's it. That's all you can find.
All right. Also, watch out. She should be chopping it up with Dexter. I'm not sure what show you're gonna be on with Dexter, but yeah, should be chopping up with Dexter tomorrow. So definitely check that out. Check out the Twitters, KLT Twitter. Check out the Mad Knicks fan Twitter. Follow Dexter Henry too to get that Ebony interview on your phone or YouTube. All right.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I know you are. All right. Also, you know, you can follow us at the KLT Show on Twitter, the Nick of Time Show on Instagram, and the Nick of Time Show on Facebook as well. And also, man, if you just want to support, even though the Knicks Golden State game happened already, if you want to go over there by New York Pool Sports and just like the interview I did with Dexter, just for for kicks, you can do that too. All right, definitely look out for Ebony's interview tomorrow. All right. That's the show. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate the support. If you, like I said, if you like that show, hit that like and subscribe. We have every game talking Knicks basketball. All right. So be here for the next game. So that's the show. And as always,
shout out the worldwide west. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here in these Knicks streets. That's the show. We out this mug. Peace.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.